We are going to have more cultural things for you. So please subscribe to our channel.
Like us and click on the bell, and please send us your comments or something that you would like to see in this your channel.
Bye.
Bye.
Welcome everybody to Raíces and Wings.
Nosotros los inmigrantes.
This is a wonderful day. We are going to do a program today again in English because the last program we talked about the acquisition of second language as a good system to take care of our mind, our brain.
Right. Our brain is protected if we learn a new language.
Yes, but we receive a phone call and they say, hey, but what are you talking about? Because you did it in Spanish and you didn't do it in English. So we are here to talk about some advice for a good mental health.
And today we are here and we have another person with us, and I'm going to let her introduce herself.
My name is Ileana Vadillo. I have been collaborating with these two wonderful ladies, and we are collaborating through NAMI. We are
Yes.
the Three Musketeers.
We are the Three Musketeers. Very good. We are the Three Musketeers. Why, Romy?
We are the
Tell
Three
them.
Musketeers because I think we're going to name ourselves. We are the pioneers of bringing the support to the Hispanic community, teaching family-to-family courses to support the families of people with mental illness. NAMI is the National Alliance for Mental Illness, and we are collaborating, we are volunteers, and we are trying to help the Hispanic community in this big issue in this century.
That's right. And last year was the first time that we did this program for the Hispanic community with wonderful results. And we are here now sharing this with the other part of the bridge, right? So we can be together in the same thing because mental health is a big issue, not just as community, Latin community or immigrants community, is an issue everywhere around the world.
And that's
right?
correct. I mean, this century is just very interesting how all these issues about mental health are being exposed. I don't think that they didn't exist in the past, but now they are more exposed, and we are trying to to delete the stigma, right?
Yeah, and delete this stigma, but also it's about awareness.
Awareness.
The society nowadays is more aware of mental issues, mental health problems that are surrounding us.
Mental issues exist, right? It is very weird to hear that our brain is another organ like the stomach, like the heart.
Well, the technology had to do a lot with this because we were not able to study our brain unless we were dead.
Exactly.
And when we were dead, we don't have this action in the brain, but now we can do it through technology.
Exactly. In the past, it wasn't considered like a illness. It was just emotional issues.
Right.
So right now we are here because the science gave us the permission to study, and we are going to share this advice with you. And I hope this is help many people, because it doesn't matter that you are healthy. Sometimes you have situations where you need support and you need just to be aware that you have a brain and you need to take care of your brain. So we are going to divide this conversation in three. One is the stress management, two the mental stimulation, and three the exercise and diet. So let's start. I would like to start with the stress management.
Okay.
We need to choose positive people as friends. Don't you think?
I hope we are positive for you.
Of course, they are. They are. And I say this because we always are together, and we are together to help, to create, to share also our lives. When we have certain problems in our life, I come and say, hey, this is happening, and the support and the positive thoughts of you always helps. And it's very important. It's very, very important.
But it's not always possible because we go to work and we have to deal with a lot of different people. And sometimes we get stressed because we
Yes.
find people that are negative.
very positive.
No, they're very positive, right?
Yes, but they are not your friends, right?
Well, but you have to be surrounded and you have to cope with
You're
them.
around
Yes.
those people.
Uh-huh.
You have
And
to
that's
learn
why-
how to go.
Yes, and that's why you have positive network in your
Right.
personal life that helps
To
you.
support.
And also, you need to be assertive, and you need to say, okay, if I need to work with you and you are not very positive, that's okay. Let me share my positivism with you, and I'm not going to let you move me from that
Right.
space.
Exactly. Be
That's
aware.
a good advice.
That's a good advice, right?
Yes.
Good advice.
Okay, so the next one, sleep 7 or 8 hours. And here we go. We always listen. You need to sleep 8 hours. You need to sleep at least 7. Oh my goodness, how do you do that? Right?
I can do it.
You can do it. But the daily life, I mean, all the things that we need to do, the stress, and you always are thinking it's
Rushing.
at night. And I don't know if that happened to you, but I have my to-do list every night. Ta, 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 ta,
Oh
ta, ta,
yeah,
ta.
it's so difficult to just calm your mind at night, relax
Yes.
and go to sleep.
So everybody say, how do you do that? How can you sleep 7 or 8 hours? I have, I used to sleep 4. And that was the perfect storm for me to be in trouble, emotionally and mentally, you know, because I was handling for jobs, working long hours, sleeping just 4 hours, and that caused me big trouble.
Right.
But that's, thanks to that trouble last semester, I'm here because I discovered that this works. How? If you are sleeping 4 hours, sleep 1 hour more and just observe the improvement sleeping just 1 hour more. And then when you have that for 3 or 4 months, sleep 1 hour more. So don't say, oh, it's 8 o'clock, I need to go to sleep and I haven't finished this and this and this. No, try to manage your activities and just sleep 1 hour more for 3-4 months. You are going to see the difference in your brain.
I think it's very wise. What do you think?
It is I think for me, eventually it became a problem not being able to sleep, especially for age.
Yes.
The more you age, the less you sleep. But that doesn't have to be truth if you practice trying to sleep. For me, there was a point where I had to drive a lot because of the nature of my work. And I was noticing that it was dangerous
Yeah.
while you
My
drive.
goodness, of course.
So I started, as Tatiana says, trying to sleep a little bit better during the day. Even if I had 10 minutes, I took a nap of 10 minutes, and it made a huge difference. I was clear, my mind was clear, my body was feeling good.
Better.
So
Yes.
I think it's magic. And if you're vain as I am, you don't age as fast if you sleep.
Another thing is the meditation. I always say that the best way to know each other, your inner self, is just be in silence. And that is the thing with meditation. And this is a discipline from many, many years ago. But now the science came, like you say, with all these tools and data, and they came with mindfulness exercises, and that is not another thing that just meditate. And the thing that works for me is that in the morning I dedicate like 5 minutes just to be in silence and see what is the purpose of my day. So when I open the door, I know that I have a purpose. I have an objective for the day. And at the end, oh my goodness, it's super nice before you go to sleep, just be quiet with yourself and say, oh my goodness, I'm so thankful for all the things that I have. And that calms your mind.
It does.
And
It does.
prepare you to sleep well your 7 hours. And if you are
Right.
elder, you maybe need just 6 hours because that is the thing that the doctor says. But you are going to rest. And I think for some people it can be the meditation because it's that silence place in your brain. But it
But
can
for
be
some people can be also the prayer.
the prayer.
I think it
yeah.
was very wise to put this prayer. The different religions have different prayers, and it is a meditation. We don't call it meditation, but actually it is,
It
because
is.
you are reflecting in what you did during the day and what your goals are. You are thankful to God, and you pray for advice and all of that. So I think it's a good meditation in that way.
Very
And I just had a comment. Thanks to this lady to my left, I have been meditating for many years in the mornings, but I didn't used to do it at night. And thanks to Tatiana's advice, I started doing it less than 2 months ago, and also makes a difference. You're right. It allows me to go to sleep faster, to stop using screens, our tablets, phones,
All the screens that we
computers,
have are
or
surrounded by
TV, all that
screens.
light. I didn't realize that it was affecting my sleep
Yes,
and my
of course.
mind, because you don't rest the same way when you
Exactly.
calm your brain, calm your mind, and just are with yourself. It doesn't
Yes.
matter what religion, what beliefs you have, praying and meditation is just to focus
Yes.
in something and be with yourself. It has been amazing, the change of doing it mornings, but also at night.
Oh, I'm glad. Very good. Get support, of course. I had a bad experience last semester. My life was wild. I was in my mind with a problem that just come and come and come. And I cry every single day and I feel horrible. I call my aunt and she come from Mexico to be with me. And it was a bad time. Get support. We have professionals.
Right?
We have our network as a family. Immigrants, we don't have a lot of family, but we have our friends that are like families, our
Right.
sisters, our American mom, we have a net. And that works because the thing that you cannot see in that minute and you see big, maybe in reality, they are not that big, and they help you to put it in a good perspective.
Yeah,
Right.
I think my experience is that if I get it out of my system through talking about it with
Yes.
people,
Talking about it.
all the problems I think I have in my mind, they leave us a huge things, amazing monsters. Once I talk about them with
Yes.
my friends and a network of support, they become
They are not that
the real
monsters.
thing, They are small things that you can deal with in a daily life, in your daily.
Yes, that is exactly what happened.
That's right.
And we have
Perspective.
have something perspective.
And then plus, if you need professional help,
Yes.
professional support, we have NAMI in Wichita, and NAMI is having classes, support, gatherings, and asking the doctor different activities for all these different people with mental illnesses and their families, because the whole family, the whole community is affected when you are suffering from a
Yes.
mental illness.
Absolutely.
So get support there, be brave, and let's talk to professionals and of course to the social network.
And I
Yes.
think one of the biggest discoveries through you both, thank you, was to find through NAMI that mental illnesses, the ones that we see every day around us, unfortunately, have, there are ways to fix them or to help people with them to have a better life, a normal life.
Yes, you're right. To be aware that people who has mental illness, they can function. They can function in society. And we need to be open to integrate them to the society because for them it's very difficult.
Right.
Very, very difficult. Very good. So, we are going to talk about mental stimulation.
Yay, mental stimulation! I like it.
She's expert in that.
So mental stimulation. Well, we talked last time about learning a new language or do things that are creative in different ways, do puzzles, do crosswords, anything that moves your brain, keep it active. Because you use it or you lose it. So you use your skills in your brain or you lose them.
Yes.
They decrease. And the more you use them, the more active, the more healthy your brain is going to be. What do you think
Yes.
about that?
Oh,
You know, we have a lot of technology now. And talking about technology, they have an app that it's called Peak, P-E-A-K. And this app is to exercise your brain, to alert your brain and move your brain to be more analytic, and you work with both hemispheres.
Right.
And it is incredible, but when you exercise, if you write like me with the left hand, I exercise the
You're sinister.
Right.
You're
I'm
sinister. You're not
Okay.
Dexter.
It's incredible in our countries. My father was left-handed, and they
They tie their
tie
hands.
the hand in the back.
so they
It's
force them
incredible.
to use their right hand.
the other hemisphere, but we need to have a balance in the hand.
Right.
And you know,
right.
this mental exercises like learning a new language or doing anything new, you know,
New.
stimulate your brain.
So
Yeah,
learning.
So learning,
Learning,
reading. We don't
new
read
things.
anymore. I mean, I am very sad because people are not reading as much as
We have a
we
lot
used
of
to.
We used
audio
Yes.
and
Yeah.
video stimulation.
But let me tell you that I am 50 years old, and I'm going to start my new career.
Oh,
Yes, yes,
mental
yes.
health.
Study mental health.
Well, let's introduce Tatiana Prendes. She's going to be the new psychology or what's
Well,
the name
it's,
for the Hispanic community in this city.
Yes.
We
Right,
need
right.
you.
We need people who speak Spanish and care about mental
health. And then I think that when you are retired, you can take classes. Even
Yes.
for free, I think.
Yes, at WSU,
right?
at
WSU
least, yes.
and other places.
I don't know in other states, but here,
But here
yes.
you can do it
Yes.
for free.
Out
So
of-
I'm just waiting. I'm eager to do it. About learning other things is getting out of your comfort zone, because when you feel comfortable, it's like you're done. That's the end. We always have to have some things in our bucket list and that we want to do, we want to accomplish before we go out of this world. So that makes our brain to work and to keep exercising and keeps a healthy brain.
Yeah.
So have this bucket list, get out of your comfort zone until it becomes a new comfort zone. Once
Yeah.
it's done, let's go to the next one.
Yes, that is good.
I
and
think
you
it's
know,
good advice.
what is one of the things that I like to do for that? Traveling.
Oh, traveling,
Because
I love it.
you are in another world with other culture, food, you don't speak the language
Language.
sometimes, and it's just beautiful,
Yeah.
beautiful, and that is very helpful.
It's just to dare to try whatever life throws your way
Yes.
and say yes and
Yes.
do it, even if it's scary because you don't know how to do it.
Yeah.
But just try it.
Well, another thing for a healthy brain, to keep a healthy brain, is about
Exercise and diet.
Oh,
And exercise is good. You know, just moving. It brings oxygen to your body
And moving.
and therefore to your brain. Our brains need that oxygen. We need to move our body, and it's people sometimes think that exercise is a routine. You have to go 1 hour to the gym or do something very very structured. It doesn't have to be like that.
No.
You can walk, take the stairs instead of the elevator, and just moving whenever you feel that your heart is moving a little faster, that means that all your body is breathing, taking that oxygen in and out, and you're moving, and of
so
course
keep moving.
keep moving. Just try to walk more, try to a small walk, just 30 minutes of walking. You don't have to run, do you?
No.
You don't have to jog, you don't have
No.
to swim if you don't like. Just walking, and walking is something that most of us can do. 30 minutes
30
in
minutes.
some way, and you will maintain your shape,
Yeah.
your brain functioning, your body,
Your
in a
body.
good fit. You know, that's
Mhm.
all. We don't need to be full of muscles or
Yeah.
like models in
Yeah.
magazine.
No, but just walking.
healthy.
Yeah, healthy.
Healthy.
Walking is for me has been a good. It
Yes,
has given me
walking
good
30
results.
minutes.
And the diet. Unfortunately, we live in this society where we have all kind of
Sugars?
no, we have
In
all
a
kind of
in a candy world.
foods, you know, very the food full of junk food, you know,
Yeah.
fats and sugars. But eating can be also easy if we pay attention. As Romy was saying before, what the earth gives us naturally, that's like the rule of thumb. You know if it came from nature, that will be a good food to eat.
Yes.
Try to avoid sugars, processed sugars,
sugars.
trans fat, which is also processed fat. We can, we need, of course, always fruit and vegetables, nuts, the protein that comes from nuts and seeds. That's natural, and it's very good for your brain.
Right.
I didn't know, but Romy was telling me the walnuts. Walnuts, because if you have seen, they look like a brain,
Yeah.
and they are good for your
Yeah,
brain.
they're the best for
Eat a
your
lot
brain.
of those, and sugars and carbohydrates. They are necessary for our body to function in the right way. Some people think that if you are in a good diet, you have to avoid carbohydrates or sugars, but our bodies need those. So try to get them from natural sources like fruits or.
So are you saying that the fruits have carbohydrates? The fruits?
Yes, because they have
Yes.
sugar.
Yes, that's right. They have
But
sugar,
it's
right?
natural. It comes from there.
So that is not bad sugar.
It is not. It's not processed. We have to try to avoid processed food. We are surrounded by delicious foods, you know.
It's so difficult.
But it makes it so difficult.
But then
We live in an abundance of food, but we have to pay attention to what we eat and treat our bodies as
So then, if
our home.
if you do exercise and then you do your diet, you deserve something as a prize.
Like a
Wow.
chocolate.
Yes, I like
But
it. I like it. I
dark
love it.
chocolate.
No milk
Not-
chocolate.
No, no milk
Oh.
chocolate. The purest dark chocolate you can tolerate, those are good. And you know, it has a chemical. I don't know its name. The initials of that chemical is PEA.
Okay.
But apparently that chemical helps you with depression and
And then it also helps to produce serotonin.
which is good to feel good.
I have a friend that I say hello to my friend. She's going to know when I said her routine. We used to walk 30 minutes at school, and that was incredible. And the oxygen goes to your brain. And let me tell you that the best ideas that I have, or we had for our students, for strategies and other things, came from the walking.
After your
Yes,
walk.
we were walking and I came to my classroom and said like, oh my goodness, we can do this tomorrow.
Right.
So the brain is have the oxygen
Needs the
necessary,
oxygen.
needed.
To work.
And when we are in the class, at least in my class, we need to stand up sometimes because the
Yes.
oxygens come and stop here.
You're right.
So when you stand up,
goes
That's great.
and water. Come on, we need to drink water because the brain needs just electrical impulses.
Right, right.
And the water is the best conductor.
Conductor.
You know, so we can walk, exercise, and
Drink lots of water. Water, not refreshment.
No, water.
Water.
And this friend, when we had lunch together, I sent a kiss to her because I love her really. She used to eat dark chocolate, not the whole bar. It's just little piece of chocolate, and that was incredible. I saw her and I said like, oh, I love chocolate, but milk chocolate. But it is super good for your
When it's
health.
good,
Yes.
It is good.
And my coach, she used to say, you are going to eat in a very colorful way, and that is the healthy way to eat.
The more color in
The
your
more
food.
colorful, the
better.
best. Yes.
Uh-huh.
Because and she compared. I said hello also to my coach because she said, look at the hamburger and look at salad. What is more
Yeah.
colorful?
The salad.
The salad. You have red, green, yellow. That is the thing that you need to eat. And a lot of fiber in fruits and vegetables. Well, these are the advice for today. That is wonderful.
Thank you for inviting me.
No,
Thank
Thank you
you
for
for
sharing
having
with you.
Thank you for coming.
We are the Three Musketeers, so I wish you a wonderful, wonderful 2020. It will be,
And to all of you, of course.
yes, of course. And we have some websites with exercises for your brain. So we are going to put it in the introduction or the
Comments.
the
Section.
comments and the section where we explain about the program, so you can see them. And of course, give us like
Give us your comments.
and subscribe, because we want that all this content goes to everybody. It will be very helpful. So thank you so much.
And
See
have
you
a
next
nice
time.
year.
Yes.
Yes. Bye.
Bye.
Bye-bye.